Good morning, everybody. We're going to be doing a little Minecraft update this morning, as I spent a lot of yesterday grinding off camera to get all this terraformed. And we're not nearly finished with the terraforming, but there's been significant progress made. This canyon, this water canyon, has been filled up. You can see over here, I even went across and did work on the water canyon over here too. This is all a canyon. I haven't filled up the canyon itself. Once it gets past the water part of the canyon, you see here, it turns into a dry land canyon. And this is sort of a little bit far away from my base to be terribly worried about how it looks, but it's still there in the corner of my mind, bothering me, knowing that it's over there. So I might go ahead and fill that up too at some point, but not today. What I'd like to do before the next video is I would like to get a lot of this leveled out and taken down. All of this area up here taken down to the sea level. You see where that sort of that border is right there that goes around? I want to have all this leveled out in this area out to there. And then I can begin digging my mine shaft, which that's usually the first thing I do, is I dig the mine shaft so I can at least get some cobble and some basic resources to help in building my house. And then I'll get the look at that stupid guy. Where's your llamas, fella? What'd you do with your llamas? Did he eat his llamas? Has it come to that? Okay, buddy. I think that this guy might have eaten his llamas. Puppy, what do you think about guys who come trespassing on our property, eating llamas? Leave, sir, or I'm going to sick my dog on you. One last warning. Okay, don't say I didn't warn you. Get him, boy. He's like, what'd I do? Good boy. It's too bad that they don't give you any meat so I can feed my boy. Okay, boy, you did your job. It's exactly what a dog's supposed to do. To keep questionable characters from trespassing on your property. He's a good boy. Anyway, you can see my inventory here. I have a whole bunch of shovels. And I went off, when I was off camera, I also went off and did a little check on that village over in this direction, that other village. And you can see that's where I got that green bed from. I sort of kidnapped it from them because I didn't want to, not sleep through the night over there and have bad stuff happen. But as luck would have it, that village over there had a couple of cows in a pen, so I secured those cows. And so when the time comes, I'm not going to have to travel like 1,000 blocks to go get some cows. They're just right over there. I'm going to build a bridge first, and I'm going to do some stuff, and then I'm going to have access to cows. So that's something that I'm going to be doing before too long. But what I'm going to be working on today is going to be a whole bunch of this. We're just going to be digging up sand. And now that I've filled up those water canyons, I'm going to be accumulating an awful lot of sand in my inventory. I might actually have to build some extra chests because I have a feeling that this is going to fill up the double chest that I already have assigned to it. And so there's that. I might have to build a couple extra double chests just to hold all the sand that I'm going to be digging up, which is not a big deal. I'm okay with that. Sand is a really great thing to have, you know. You can make glass. In my case, I'm probably going to turn a lot of the sand into sandstone or chiseled sandstone, because when you build in the desert, a really nice block to build with is chiseled sandstone. It goes really well with the surrounding scenery. I might very well build my house out of it. I'm still thinking about what exactly am I going to build. Is it going to be a pyramid structure? I feel like I've done that so many times, but I haven't done it on camera. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll come up with some sort of unique design for a desert fortress. Or maybe I'll look into some designs of desert fortresses that the French Foreign Legion used to use. Remember back in the day, those old movies of the French Foreign Legion? And they'd have these forts out in the desert. Not sure exactly what the French were doing out there, but it was a thing back in the day. I think that if you were a bad guy, maybe you'd gotten a girl pregnant or something before you married her, and you'd run away to join the French Foreign Legion. And then you were pretty much gone. But yeah, anyway, I'm probably going to be doing a lot of after I wear out all these shovels that I'm using right now, I'm thinking of making just a bunch of wooden axes and chopping down these trees and expanding my tree farm a little bit, because it's kind of crowded together, and this is really just a temporary thing until I build my house or my pyramid or my French Foreign Legion fort. That's what they had. They had forts, and they wore those hats that had the little flaps on the back. I don't know if any of you remember seeing any of these old movies. I'm kind of a fan of old movies. I feel like old movies have better writing in them than a lot of new movies. There's some pretty decent new movies too, but I think that new movies in Hollywood these days kind of rely a lot on special effects, and the story kind of suffers because of that. And it seems like writers, modern screenwriters, don't really have as well developed a sense of humor. You know, it seems like they're too worried about offending everybody, you know? And really, the basis for a lot of humor is the shock value. You know, somebody says something that sort of shocks you, and the first thing you do is you say, "Aha!" You laugh, you know, it's shocking. But people get offended now. Instead of getting shocked, they get offended. And God forbid anybody gets offended. The worst thing that can ever happen in the world is if somebody gets offended at something. So, anyway, that's what Jerry Seinfeld is out there complaining about, and I can totally see his point. He says it's really difficult for comedians these days because it's like people don't have senses of humor anymore. But I don't think that's the majority. I think most people do have a sense of humor, and they're starving for a little belly laugh and some good entertainment. It's just that people who make the movies and make the TV shows are so worried about people being offended that they stop catering to people who actually want to laugh at something, and they cater more towards people who are, you know, offended by things. But anyway, you know, here I am on my soapbox, and what else am I supposed to do while I'm digging up sand? talk about the game. Yeah, I love the sound that the sand makes when it breaks. And speaking of which, I was utilizing the torch method of harvesting sand earlier, and I forgot how difficult it is on Pocket Edition to pull that off. Here, I'll show you. Now, when you're playing on a laptop and you're clicking a mouse button, this is so much easier. But I'm going to try to do this. There. See? The only reason why I can pull it off most of the time is because I'm kind of a little bit of a freak on the Pocket Edition. But trust me, it's not an easy thing to do. And I figure, I'll just use a shovel. Because I pulled it off like maybe 2/3 of the time. So might as well just use a shovel. I got plenty of cobblestone and wood to make shovels. As you can see, this takes a little while. So probably what I'm going to do is not put out the insane amount of videos today that I usually put out. I'm just going to be doing a lot of this off camera. Because honestly, who wants to watch this? But I feel like it's okay to check in once in a while so you can sort of see how the progress is coming on this. But yeah, I have a lot of sand digging left to do, which I'll be doing in between videos. And I don't know, there's something so satisfying about the sound of sandstone being mined. Don't you think that there's some blocks that just sound better than other blocks when you're mining them? Like this. I really like that sound. Oops. But anyway, yeah. It was pretty nice getting all this filled in, this huge water canyon. It's pretty cool. Whenever you pull off a big thing like that on Pocket Edition, I don't know, it feels like you did a little bit more. You feel a little bit more accomplished than if you do it on Java or on a laptop computer, because it really is much more of a chore on the Pocket Edition. But anyway, I will check back again this evening when there's something to report. But in the meantime, I'll be busy doing this, and I'm probably going to make another episode of my vlog series. And I'm thinking about starting a series where I review mobile games too. I'm just thinking about it. I know there's not very many people out there who are watching this or can give me feedback. I'm also still thinking of a name for my dog. But I'm kind of thinking of having it be a girl dog and naming her Doris. I think that's such a funny name for a dog. So anyway, on that note, I will leave you guys and hope you have a pleasant day. And I will talk to you guys again later on. Good day.